Hello, welcome back to a collective reading. Tonight is going to be a reading for the full moon. So if you are ready to get into it, then let's get started. I have some background music playing. Hopefully it fits in well. I've already opened up the space, called in our guides, and asked for whatever messages that we need to hear today to really kind of flow nicely. So I encourage you to grab your journal or just really pay attention to the messages that are going to be here. So without further ado, let's get started. First, let's start off with some messages just in general, just to get a general vibe for this full moon, whatever guidance, wisdom that we need to hear today. Beautiful. All right, there's some heart activations happening in our emotions and our relationships, situations that are really opening us up to a better way of existing, thinking, feeling, maybe even healing. We also have, excuse me, I'm going to lower the music just a little bit. I hope I'm not being too dramatic. Coming back to the reading. So, heart activations, heart healing is continuing to happen, and our guides are very much assisting us in doing that. They're just helping mend the emotions, the broken hearts, the resentments, the fears. Like, they're here, they're working on it. We also have a message of strengthening our connections to our spirit family, like those souls that are here to enrich our lives, to work together with us, to be able to co-create the reality that we came here to create. So around this full moon, it looks like we are going to be able to identify who those people are, or they're going to start coming in after this full moon. Also allowing us to connect in a little bit deeper with our crown, with our guides, and obviously just really connecting in with the higher parts of our life, like the higher vibrations, the higher friendships, the more aligned friendships. And we have also a message to take some time to ourselves, to not forget about the importance of alone time, of sitting with our triggers, coming back to the heart, grounding into our bodies, especially when we're feeling overwhelmed or overworked, or if we're feeling whatever overwhelming emotions that we're having. Taking the time to ground, to breathe, going out for a walk in nature, maybe eating some like fibrous foods that are still healthy but that are very nourishing, or whatever kind of food that you feel is going to nourish you. Allow yourself to ground in using a healthy food, obviously. Eating our emotions is not really something that's recommended, right? It's better to understand why we're feeling what we're feeling and then eat in a conscious way. But I do feel like making sure we're feeding our bodies the right things are also going to be very important. Okay, I'm sorry guys. I wasn't expecting this kind of background music to be playing. So again, asking for everything to be guided. All right. So let's continue here. The good thing is I have this mic. It's good audio. So let's get into the tarot. Let's get into what actual guidance we can receive today. What are some more details for this full moon? What are some things that we need to know, that we should be paying attention to, things that are going to be coming up? And we'll start with just seeing like what this full moon is about. What energy is this full moon going to help us tap into? What energy is this full moon going to help us tap into? What energy is this full moon going to allow us to tap into? Oh my God. Okay, so I love this because the Knight of Pentacles came out, and as I was shuffling this before recording, the Knight of Pentacles flew out, and I said, okay, I'm going to keep it in mind, but I'm going to put it back in the deck, shuffle it some more. So I love this. And we also have, so we have the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Pentacles, we have the King of Wands, and the Page of Cups. Okay, so we have a lot of court cards coming in here. A lot of things are going to be opening and activating for us to allow us to make this progression that we're working on. So the Knight of Pentacles, this moon is going to be a good moon to continue working on the projects that we've been planning, maybe even the ones that you started on the new moon 2 weeks ago, like continuing to build upon those, whether it's finishing work that you have to do, or sending out text messages or emails, or submitting applications, like whatever things you have on your to-do list, or things that you need to learn to work towards that goal that you've been wanting to go towards. Keep doing that. This is a good time to be using your time wisely. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. So it's that progression from the Knight to the Queen, as we allow ourselves to spend time working on our projects, we will be able to feel a little bit more relaxed in all of the work that we've already put in, allowing ourselves to enjoy where we are right now, allowing yourself to bask in the accomplishments that you have already made. And the Queen of Pentacles is that mother energy. So this moon is also a good time to nourish yourself, to just really enjoy where you're at right now. We also have the King of Wands. We have the fiery King of Wands. So allowing ourselves to see ourselves as the master, as the accomplisher of the things that we've been working on, the lessons that we've been learning, the desires that we have, is allowing ourselves to recognize our self-worth, and using the acceptance of self-recognition, using the confidence that comes when you accept your worth. And like when you accept, I did this, I worked hard for this, I've traveled this far to enjoy where I'm at right now, and using that confidence to inspire you to keep dreaming. We have the Page of Cups, the dreamer, the optimistic energy, it's just the beginning of this emotional fulfillment that we're looking for. So this feels like a very optimistic full moon, a very good moon. I mean, it just feels like a good moon to love yourself. It is always a good time to love yourself, but especially right now, maybe even affirming affirming the good work that you've been doing, affirming what you're doing and where you're going and what you want, and getting clear on where am I prioritizing my energy right now, so that it continues to nurture the projects that I want, so that it continues to nurture the type of energy I want to have, and that it continues to nurture the type of relationships I want to bring in, the type of things I want to feel. Do I want to feel happy where I am? Do I want to feel excited? You know, all of those things. So, all right, so that's the energy that we're getting from this full moon that we'll be able to tap into. So now let's go into what triggers are coming up for us, what obstacles are coming up for us. So let's see what triggers and obstacles are coming up for us. What triggers and obstacles are coming up for us? Okay. Yes, we have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords. Allowing ourselves to use our sixth sense to navigate where we want to go, what we want to do, how we want to do it, making those decisions. And even though it might not make total sense, it might not be logical, not allowing the mind to bring up the past and reminding us of how, well, this thing might not work out because remember, in the past, this thing didn't work out. So untying ourselves from all of the beliefs that keep us in this little box, all of the things that keep us in our comfort zone, that untying ourselves from all of the things that make us feel like we have to do it alone. So we also have the Seven of Cups, again, untying ourselves from the illusions. If we are being presented with different options, different roads to take, different paths to take, different ideas and inspirations to follow, it's hard to know sometimes, like, which one should I take? And we're being reminded to take the path that is going to bring you more ease, more flow, more flexibility, more joy, like more, whatever option is going to give you the peace of mind, the flexibility, that's the one you need to take. We also have the Six of Pentacles, so definitely allowing ourselves to notice where we are giving more than we are receiving. Where are we receiving more than we are giving? And also allowing things to be let go, allowing things to be cleaned out, allowing ourselves, again, to receive if the opportunity presents itself. And maybe if there is some guilt that's coming from receiving this gift, going back to the first message, is going within. What triggers am I feeling from receiving so much? And allowing yourself to, like, move on. We have the Eight of Cups, so allowing ourselves to work up the courage, all of the courage that you have, gather it up, put it right in front of your face, and just focus. It's like the tunnel vision. Like, what we need to see right now is all of the courage that we have. We cannot focus on the doubt, because that's also coming from a place of not trusting, coming from a place of fear of the uncertainty. And again, the fears and the doubt, those are all things that come when we forget our divinity, when we forget that we are connected to everything, when we forget that we have guardian angels, we forget that we have ascended masters and archangels, and we forget about the magic of life, of reality, that it's not just this lighter and You know, it's not just a sage dead, it's not just dead leaves, you know, like this has a spirit, all of those things. So again, summarizing the obstacles is maybe we're forgetting our intuition, we're forgetting our divinity, we're forgetting that we deserve to receive, that we deserve to have it easy. We don't have to work hard in order for our worth to be proven. All right. So with all of that being said, now let's get some advice. Let's get some advice on how to move forward. What can we do around this time to remember our divinity, to connect to our intuition? Where in our lives do we need to focus on in order to come back to our divinity, to come back to the truth? Where in our lives are we being called to heal, to focus on, to bring more harmony into, and how are we going to do that? Beautiful. We have the Nine of Wands, the Star, the Chariot, and the Hanged Man. Okay. So, Nine of Wands, we are getting close. We are getting super, super close to completing the cycle of this spiritual lesson, of this life lesson, of this growth, that layer. I think we talked about layers in our new moon reading. And I think the Nine of Wands also came up for the new moon. So again, it's like we are still building upon completing our life lessons and completing this layer. And as we wait for the completion, as we wait for the next step, for the next part of our journey, standing, again, going back to the King of Wands, standing in your power, standing in what you believe in and what you're proud of your accomplishments, of your lessons, of your worth, your own energy. This is me, this is who I am, and I love myself. We have the Star. So using this time to, again, connect with our guides, our angels, in whatever way feels genuine to you. If you are not someone who likes to pray, maybe you want to go outside, connect with nature. Maybe you want to write a letter to your guides. Maybe you want to pull some cards to talk to your guides. Maybe you want to do a meditation to connect to your guides. Maybe you are not a visual person. You know, maybe you cannot imagine your guides, but can you feel them? Can you, whatever you need to do to get that inspiration, to feel the love and the purity and the wholesomeness, the goodness, whatever you can do to nurture feeling more goodness in your life, do it. Yes. We have the Chariot. So the Chariot is another card of trusting where you're going, what you're doing, how you're doing it, trusting that you could not be more prepared for where you are right now than how you are right now. Sure, maybe in the past we could have studied more, we could have practiced more. Of course, you know, yeah, we could have done all these things, but at the end of the day, there are other factors around us that lined up with what we chose. So exactly what we are dealing with right now and the path that we're going towards, that's exactly the path that we are meant to be embodying and working towards. And just allowing life to show us, where do you want me to go? What do you want me to do? How do you want me to do it? And remembering that although there are some things that we cannot control, sometimes we are not able to control how other people react to us or how people talk to us, but we can control ourselves. We can control how we think. We can control what we say, what we do, how we eat. So allowing ourselves to find the inner authority in times where it doesn't feel like we're always in charge of everything. And the last card we have is the Hanged Man. So allowing ourselves, again, I feel like this is working together with the Star, is allowing ourselves to be inspired with the situations that we've put ourselves in, allowing ourselves to reflect and to see what we've learned about the things that we have been surrounded by. What lessons are we learning? What guidance am I receiving? And just being patient, waiting, being patient, and allowing all of the triggers and the things to highlight what do you like, what do you not like, because this is going to help you paint the picture for your next layer, your next chapter, let's say. So again, rounding up the advice is to stand in your power, stand in your self-confidence, find your self-confidence, find it, because it's there. It's just, again, about focus. So find your self-confidence, allow yourself to be inspired, to connect in with your guides, with the innocence of the world. There is innocence, there is purity, there is good things in the world, but it's up to us to look for it. And again, finding the inner authority, being patient, and trying to see what you're learning from this current lesson. All right, so before we go, let me pull some last oracle cards. I also have a question that was submitted from Anna's Crystals D Stash, which I will get to. So first, let me get a final message for the collective. What is the final message for the collective? Final message from our guides, angels, our ascended masters. Okay, we got two. I'll take it. Okay, so definitely a big message of continuing to connect in with the mystical, the magical. I'm just kidding. No, but yes, to connect, to keep allowing yourself to be pulled towards the things that excite you, that make you feel like I've done this before, or I've always wanted to try this, or like that little voice inside of you that's like, hey, like this seems interesting, or no, that I don't feel good about that, or whatever direction you're trying to go, is just making sure that you are feeling like you've been searching for it for years. This card says longing for home, homesick for the stars. And I feel like this, being homesick for the stars sometimes might also feel like you're tired of the life that we have on earth. You're tired of the negativity. You're tired of all of the ugly stuff that's happening around the world, in the news, on the TV. And it's like, okay, well, hold on. Yes, those things are happening, but it is not everyone's lesson or place to take responsibility for that. There are specific people that have the karma for that event. So, and trust me, if you have karma for that event, you will know it. Like you don't have to watch the news or listen to whatever, or you don't have to be involved in everything for your karma to catch up with you. It will find you. So, again, allowing yourself to dream, to explore your life, work towards your goals, explore your path. Where are you going? What are you doing with your life right now? Long term, not long term, but are you happy with where you are? And if you're not, what are you doing about it? We also have a card of the lost land, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. So another card of connecting back in with the soul, with the things that we've done before, the lives that we've lived before, and allowing ourselves to open up to these soul memories and the activations, and putting yourself in the places that are attracting your interest, because there's something here that I I am just like shaking and I want it. I want it. I don't know why and I can't explain it, but I want it. So continuing to allow yourself to explore, to have fun, and just see where it takes you. All right, so before we close up this collective reading, Anna's Crystals D Stash on Instagram, you asked for advice on staying inspired, advice on how to keep going, to, you know, just we always need that little like message from our guides to feel a little bit secure in what we're doing. I resonate with that. Okay. All right. So what do our guides and ascended masters have for Anna's Crystals D Stash? Thank you for submitting your question. Thank you for being here. Thanking everyone who's watching this. But right now, I do want to thank Anna for sending in her question. Okay, girl. Okay, so okay, so let's focus on the last card that came out, which was the Tower. So the Tower card is a card of the divine stepping in, our guides stepping in, messing things up sometimes. I mean, according to us, they're messing up our plan. But in reality, they are orchestrating a better plan. Like maybe, this is metaphorical, maybe we thought that the couch would look better on this side, but they have a 360 view. They can see everything. They're like, you know what, later you're going to be tripping on that couch, so let me just move it for you now and let me save you a broken leg. Example. So for this full moon, if there's anything that is triggering you, if there's any plans falling apart, friendships not working out, jobs not working out, projects just not working out, whatever kind of things that you had set, like projects or things that you were waiting for and they're not happening, or they're just not working out the way you wanted them to, or it's just feeling like nothing is working out, it's for a reason. So give yourself some time to reflect on, why didn't this work out? But more importantly, what is a better alternative that is going to come from this not working out? We have the 3 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. So this is contributing to your soul growth, and also remembering that you are in control of your passions, of your projects. So the 3 of Wands is a card of creativity, of allowing yourself to decide, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? How do I want to do it? Where do I want to start? The 3 of Wands is the card that comes after you've clearly made a decision on where you want to go, or what you want to work on, or, you know, whatever thing that you are trying to work towards. You know what you want. But now it's discovering how are you going to do it? And again, going back to the collective reading that the 2 of Swords came up earlier, you are not going to be able to make your decision based off of your mind and logically thinking things through and planning and trying to visualize, you know, where am I going? How am I going to do it? The way that you need to navigate these decision makings is by checking in with your internal self and asking yourself, does this make me happy? Do I feel excited to do what I'm doing? I would check in with your human design. If you don't know your human design, there is free websites where you can find out your human design, and just look up what your inner authority is. Some people it's emotional, some people it's sacral. I don't know the other ones, I just know those 2. But so that way you can identify, how does my body talk to my higher self, so that you can recognize those signs So when you are searching for what to do, where to go, how to do it, you can trust those signs. And celebrate where you are right now. The more gratitude that you bring in and the more accomplishments you affirm that you've been doing, being proud of yourself is going to take you a long way as well. The last card that's here is the Seven of Pentacles. So being patient with yourself. Sometimes we don't really see all of the progress that's being made because it takes time. It takes time for the divine plan to work, for our angels to bring in the miracles. It takes time because, at the end of the day, we are on earth, we are in a physical body, we're in a lot more of a dense place. So it takes a lot more time, and we are in a concept of time for things to come in. So again, keep being proud of yourself for how far you've came, and where were you last year? Where were you 2 years ago? Where were you 10 years ago or 5? Just allowing yourself to see the accomplishments that you do have and being proud of them, because you're doing great. You really are. You're doing the best you can. I really don't see anything that you are trying to force besides the Tower. So again, when those things happen that you just don't know why they're happening, or the divine is coming in and changing your plans because they're trying to help you. So allowing them to help, and then you staying positive, you taking control of, again, what is the best outcome that's coming from this. So I hope that helped. I hope that was inspirational for you. It was inspirational for me. So I thank you guys so much for being here. I wish you a beautiful full moon. If you guys are wanting to work with any crystals, making sure you're cleansing them, charging them with the moon, setting your intentions, cleaning out your closet, getting your haircuts, doing whatever it is that you feel like you need to do at this time. Maybe you want some alone time, whatever it is. I wish you the best. Thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.